And the Weather Channel has a partnership with Let Science Speak. It's a 6-part short film series that's a direct response to, and we quote, the escalating efforts to suppress environmental science and silence scientists. The series features 6 scientists, including our own Dr. Marshall Shepard, who you know from the Weather Geeks podcast.
Science is intrinsic to who we are.
And yet today, scientists are being attacked.
People in the highest levels of government don't even believe in climate change.
Federal scientists are being censored.
If we don't restore trust in science, we're in real trouble.
We have to fight for science.
This seems like a dark time, but I believe this will be our finest hour.
We can't give up. It's the future of the human race at stake.
And one of the scientists featured in this series is Dr. Katharine Hayhoe. She's one of the most prominent and well-respected climate scientists in the country. Hayhoe says she cares for the climate because of her faith, and she's here with us right now. The director of Climate Science Center at Texas Tech University, joining us via Skype from Lubbock, Texas. Thank you so much for your time, and we certainly appreciate you joining us. You're a climate scientist, but you're also known as a climate evangelist. Do we explain what that means?
That's not a word I use myself because evangelist usually means good news. I feel more like one of those Old Testament prophets telling people that if we don't change our ways, it's going to get worse. And what we were just talking about, the wildfires, is a classic example. Wildfires are a completely natural phenomena, but the warmer and drier it gets, the worse the wildfires get. They burn greater and greater area because of a changing climate.
How do you bridge the gap between climate science and faith?
I think of science as a map that can tell us which way is north or south or east or west, depending on the choices we make. But how do we make those choices? That has more to do with what is in our heart than what's in our head. What do we think is the right thing to do, the best thing to do, the thing that, in my opinion, helps the most people?
And what do you think is one of the biggest challenges to communicating what you know the science is?
The biggest challenge is that for many of us, we've been convinced that the impacts don't matter. It's all about the polar bear. It doesn't affect us. But the solutions are punitive, taking away our liberty, ruining the economy. And the reality is exactly the opposite. The impacts are right here, right now, affecting each one of us personally. And the solutions are also here. And they involve growing the economy, changing the way we get our energy, moving into the future together.
Where do you think the biggest inroads need to be made when it comes to explaining the future impacts of climate change?
Connecting it directly to our lives. We care about a changing climate because it takes all the naturally occurring risks that we are already facing today, like hurricanes, heavy rain events, heat waves, and of course, wildfires, and it's making them worse. It's amplifying them, exacerbating them.
All right, Dr. Katharine Hayhoe, thank you so much for your time. Director of Climate Science Center at Texas Tech University. We appreciate it.